And he's like, I can tell. That puts you in the movie. So he would offer me roles in movies, huge roles, right? And I would go, no, this is way too big a role, Milos. You don't want me in this. Trust me, you know? And so he would give me smaller roles. And then I played a reporter in this. And then I don't know how to drive a car, as you know. So
Yeah.
I go, I don't even know how to drive a car. How can I be a reporter? He goes, you'll be a reporter that drives a cab. So I was a reporter that was always in the back of a cab.
Yeah.
And a cab would show up, and I'd jump out. So anyways, this is how bad an actor I am. I'm in a scene with Woody Harrelson, who played Larry Flint. And we're talking, and I'm just bullshitting with him and everything. And then all of a sudden I hear Milos go, what the fuck are you doing? I go, what? He goes, you're way off script, way off script. I didn't know I was in the scene. Because Woody Harrelson is such a convincing actor. I thought he was just talking to me.
Right.
I thought he was just speaking with me. So, he's like, why are you asking Larry Flint if he likes to smoke a lot of dope?
That's cool.
But he's a great guy.
So when you were doing Weekend Update,
Milos told me a funny story. When he came to Los Angeles, he lived under 5 different regimes, by the way, Because when he was talking to me about Man in the Moon, he goes, how do you feel about freedom of speech? I go, I don't give a fuck. He goes, I live under regimes with no freedom. It's very important, So it really opened my eyes.
Sure.
But I forgot what I was going to say.
WikiLeaks. What do you think about that?
WikiLeaks?
WikiLeaks, yeah.
Yeah.
What
do I think of it?
What do you think of that freedom of speech issue right now? Is this are we having our press? Is our freedom of the press being infringed upon here? I don't know.
I'm not smart enough to know. I mean, that's a tough one, man. What do you think? I know that if it was another country, that you might go like, hey, how dare the Iraqis stop people from stop the press,
Yeah.
So I don't know.
They shut the whole site down.
They did?
They've canceled the PayPal account, his Visa cards that run the site.
Who are
shut down. Somebody, someone up there did.
And he was charged today with
I don't know
molesting 2 girls.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what he's saying. He's being framed for that. So
he's saying that, yeah. Which seems probable.
Yeah, it does seem probable. You think?
Well, I mean, fuck.
You think?
Right? You take on the American government. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Maybe if you were in the middle of taking on the government, though, maybe you'd think you could get away with it because you could always blame it on a frame-up job.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we should.
How do you think this movie would work? People versus Norm MacDonald. That wouldn't be very interesting.
I think that'd be good. I think it would be good.
What about when they do that? It's like the state of California versus you. What fucking chance do you have? The United States of America versus me.
Well, look, Wesley Snipes was on Larry King tonight. He's going to prison.
Yeah, just because he didn't pay his taxes.
Yeah. He says he just forgot or something. He claims it was a mistake. But
that's like that Steve Martin joke, you remember? He says when he said a way to not pay your taxes. That's like a real thing. But he said in one of his albums, he said a way to not pay your taxes. He goes, you don't pay your taxes, and then when they come, you go, I forgot.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
That's what Wesley's doing?
Well, no, actually, he was on Larry King, and he was actually saying that I don't know what the fuck he was saying, to be honest with you. He was saying that he
I think you should have
his accountant screwed up.
I think you should have. Oh yeah, I could
saying
see
his
that.
accountant screwed up, and that he was really only supposed to be getting charged with a misdemeanor, but the judge is sending it away for 3 misdemeanors, 3 years in jail, maximum sentence for a misdemeanor. But the jury was supposed to not be sending him to jail. But we don't have to talk about what Wesley.
Well, the interesting thing is, though, that with taxes, they'll always put you in jail. They won't fine you.
Yeah.
Because because otherwise people wouldn't pay their taxes, and just it'd be like a gambling thing. It'd be like an insurance policy. So I won't pay my taxes, and then if I get caught, I'll pay the fine. So every other crime, you might not go to jail except that one.
I had this thought yesterday, and I don't know if it's probably not a good idea to put this out there because it could actually happen, and then it might get traced back to me, and somehow I might end up getting in trouble for this.
Yeah.
But I had this idea, with this new, Facebook and all the social networking and our ability to rally people together, right? Somebody could very easily start a Facebook page called the Let's Not Pay Our Taxes Starting on This Date page, okay? And then everybody who joins the page, let's say it's like, 15 million people on the page. As soon as it gets to 15 million people on the page, right?
Yeah.
All of those people on one day, tax time, decide to not pay their taxes. You can't throw 15 million people in jail, right?
Yeah.
So then that works, right? And then somebody else does another similar page, because these things always get viral.
Yeah.
And then everybody does it at the same time. At the same time, that's the key, right? At the same time.
Right.
Everybody at the same time stops paying their taxes at the same time. That'd be a pretty crazy Facebook page, huh?
Yeah. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
And then no one would have to pay their taxes.
Yeah. But then it would trace back to this moment where I'm saying it and putting it on iTunes, and probably I'd be the one who gets thrown in the jail for everybody not paying their taxes, which doesn't seem fair to me.
No, you're just expressing an idea.
Just an idea, right?
Yeah. It's just a word, an idea, a thought.
Yeah. So we're starting this page. It could work, though. That's what's scary about
I think it could work.
It could work,
What if you said everyone on a certain date show up at Nate and Al's?
Yeah. It's see, that stuff works. It's a flash mob, right? But this is just a flash mob of people not paying their taxes.
Is that what it's called, a flash
mob? Yeah. Everybody show up at Nate and Al's at the same time, dressed as a waiter, and go top up Larry King's coffee. He eats there every day, I think.
Every day, man.
Yeah.
You
Was
wanna
it fun
see
doing?
Larry King.
You did an impression of Larry King?
I was on Larry King once.
Yeah. How was that?
Oh, it was fun, man. It was just fun. It's fun to be sitting. You've probably been on the show.
No, I haven't. No.
Oh, it's just fun sitting across from like an icon like that. I'll miss that guy.
Yeah.
I thought he was fantastic. I know people didn't like him, but I loved him.
I think people who say they don't like him just don't understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's that long format thing that is gone.
Yeah, it's gone now. He's the last one.
Like that. And I was thinking it's kind of
broadcaster, real broadcaster.
Yeah, I kind of gonna miss having kind of an older guy on TV hosting a show. I mean, on one hand, you have people say, "Oh, he's too old" or whatever, but I'm gonna miss having a guy on TV who's sort of been through different decades, had different perspectives on the world. Probably a certain element of just having seen it all, not
It's
giving
like
a
Orson
crap.
Welles said. He said, he once said to a young person, he said, "I know what it is to be young, but you do not know what it is to be old."
Yeah. I'm going to miss that. Yeah, I'm going to miss that.
I'll miss Larry.
Yeah, you had a good zinger on him at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. That was one of the ones that got a big laugh. And
did I?
Yeah, and you said, well, I'll probably screw this up, but it was something about...
If your desserts are a little late, don't worry. They'll be coming out. Larry King just proposed to the waitress.
Yes, yeah, that's what it was, yeah. Yeah, if your dinners are a little late at table 7...
If your dinners are a little late at table 7, don't be alarmed. Larry King just proposed to the waitress.
I think you might have said he married the waitress, actually. Just married the waitress.
Yeah, it's table 7 if you're... But the interesting thing about Larry King, the reason he gets married is he does not have premarital sex.
Yes.
People wonder why he gets married so often.
Is that true?
Yeah. He's very romantic, and so he falls in love with a girl the same way that they did back in the 30s, you know what I mean? When there was no premarital sex.
Sure.
And then they found out come honeymoon night whether or not they were sexually compatible.
That's well, I'm not one to talk about marriages and how you're supposed to get into them, but that doesn't sound like such a good idea.
No.
So when you were doing the White House
But
correspondence,
Reese is still doing well.
What's that?
Reese Witherspoon.
Oh yeah, she's doing good.
She's still doing well.
Yeah. So when you would look over at Bill Clinton,
Yeah.
you're doing jokes.
Yes.
and he was laughing.
Yeah.
But sometimes it kind of felt like maybe he was kind of a little mad, was he? Or
Well, he kind of has to laugh. I don't know.
yeah. And Hillary looked mad.
Yeah.
Hillary looked mad a few times.
Yeah. She was like before the thing, you meet them both, you know, and they come through the room and they walk through. I may have told you this too, but he's a big, happy drunk, you know, big red face, big red nose, the happiest guy I've ever seen, and she's sour as a, you know, sour lady. And he was walking through and talking to everybody, just talking to everybody. And it occurred to me as he was walking through, how on earth do you talk to everybody? I didn't know how. And so I was like, I wonder what he's going to say to me, like when he comes up to me, because he's speaking to every single person. And I couldn't do that. I wouldn't know what to say. So anyways, he came up to me. At the time, I was eating a pickle, you know. And he came out to me, and I said, hello, Mr. President. It's a pleasure to meet you. He goes, hello. I can't do an impression of him. He goes, hello. He goes, I see you're eating a pickle. And then he just moved on, and I was like, hey, it was cool, the president. And then late at night, when I was sleeping in my room, I bolted up upright in a cold sweat, and no, I didn't do that. But have you ever done that? I think it's only in the movie.
Bolted up at night in the cold
You know,
sweat?
in movies when they're sleeping, and they wake up and they bolt upright. Yeah. But no, later that night I was thinking, I was like, holy fuck, man, he asked me, he just said I was eating a pickle.
Sort of like he maybe goes around and just sort of comments on the most sort of obvious thing that's going on.
Yes, and you're kind of in a hypnotic state, you know, because you're talking to the leader of the free world, you know. Yeah.
I liked after. I mean, that's one thing that's great about YouTube. Have you gone back and watched that ever?
No.
You've never gone back and watched it?
No.
That's one thing that's great about YouTube is that you can go back and watch all.
I have seen some stuff that I've done.
Because at the end of the White House Correspondents' Dinner, you see him come up and talk to you again. You didn't have the pickle at the time, but he comes up and talks to you, and there's just sort of this moment where, you know, the credits are rolling, and you're just you're standing on the stage, and you just look so stoked, like you're like looking around with this smile on your face, like going like, "Holy shit, man! I just fucking killed it in front of the president." It's got to be a good feeling. Yeah. You should go watch that again.
Yeah. I would have always liked to have met Pierre Trudeau, but I never got a chance.
Oh, yeah. He canoed to Cuba from Miami.
He did?
He by himself paddled to Miami.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau.
I know he would portage across Canada with the canoe. He was
That's a long portage.
Yes. As a matter of fact, he was famous for saying, because apparently he made love to a woman in a canoe. And they said, how did you do that? And he said, you have to be very, very good at canoeing.
He was a funny guy.
Very funny guy, yeah. When he finally retired, they asked him what he was going to miss, and he said, well, I won't have you to kick around anymore to the press, you know. And,
Fuddle-duddle.
Fuddle-duddle, yeah.
Yep. The FLQ crisis. This is I love the Canadian stuff. Fédération de Libération de Québec.
Front de Libération de Québec.
What is it?
Front de Libération de Québec.
Front, okay, yeah. Front de Libération de Québec. Yeah. The terrorists. We had terrorists.
We had terrorists before
in Canada.
America, yeah.
We had terrorists in the 60s in Canada. They were blowing up mailboxes and stuff.
Yeah.
It was martial law, right?
Martial law for 3 days, yeah.
Yep. Machine guns on the streets of Canada. Yeah. They pulled out the machine gun.
Yeah, I remember my dad, when I was a little boy, got stopped, and a guy had a machine gun by the side, and I remember being real, real scared.
Yeah? Was this out on the base?
It was on Baseball Cartier, yeah. And I was really scared because my dad had the British ambassador's dead body in the trunk.
Yeah.
No, that's not true.
Was that James Cross?
Yes. Whoa.
Yeah. Little Canadian history there. You know? Oh, now speaking of history, now on the because that's what the whole crisis was about, right? They killed and kidnapped a couple people.
Yeah,
Pierre
Laporte,
right? Pierre Laporte, James Cross, and who was the other one?